Hello, this is Lance Cleveland, author of the Store Locator Plus plugin for WordPress. I'm going to show you a couple of new features in the Premier plugin available to Premier subscribers. The first option that I'm going to show you is the Show the Google Guesses. Whenever you type in an address, let's say Venice, into a search bar, this will actually go send a query to Google, and Google comes back with a list of what they think are the best locations when you type in the word Venice. It's trying to guess what you mean. They use a few different parameters in that algorithm, including what country the map is designed for, and they go from there. So in this case, when we type in Venice, it comes back Venice, Italy. If we want to see some insight into what Google is thinking, we can actually turn on Show Address Guess in the Premier pack. So if we do that here and save our settings, come back to this same page, and now if we want to know what Google is thinking when we type in Venice, you can see that it is thinking that you meant Venice, Italy. Now this is pretty obvious with larger cities, but sometimes you have smaller cities and it seems to go and pick something in a completely random location. This will give your users some clue as to where it thinks you mean, and you might be able to give it some influence to the user and have them change things, like if you mean Charleston, for example, and it comes back with South Carolina, you can influence your users and they can say, no, I meant West Virginia, and do your search that way. So that can be helpful in a few cases. Now, the other feature that also relates to this is the boundaries influence guess. Now, this here will take the list of queries that Google comes back with and then run through the list. Sometimes it comes back with one location, but oftentimes they come with 5 or 6 locations, and the system only reports the first match. Well, now we can change this with the boundaries influence guess. I like to use the locations or define boundary to do this, and for define boundary, you set this setting to define boundary and save the setting, and it will give you an interface where you can now decide what the boundaries are going to be. So you can zoom this map in and out. On a fresh install, it may just show the blue ocean with a dot in it. You zoom all the way out to world view, and you can then grab the corners of that dot and drag it over what area you want the guesses to be in. So I'm going to highlight United States, Canada, and Mexico here, and I want Google, if it comes back with a guess for any location, let's say Venice, I want it to look through the list it comes back with for guesses and pick one within this box. So now that I've set my boundary, I'm going to save my settings again. And if we go back to this very same example here, same map, so same locations in my database, if I type in Venice now, it's going to send the same query to Google. Google comes back with a list that includes Venice, Italy as the #1 pick when people type in Venice, as well as a bunch of other locations around the world. But in that list of locations they come back with, their top ranked US location inside that bounding box I had is Venice, Florida. So that's a great way if you want to kind of force Google to return a guess that is within your country, your city, your state. You can use that in the Premier pack. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for your support.